All right, guys. So we got Safari Arie here. He's on a bike ride through 24 different countries. And not too long ago, I recommended him to watch The Chosen. And right now he's with a host right now, and he's always with different hosts as he goes from place to place. And you told me that you were able to sit down and actually watch The Chosen.
Yeah, actually, last few days I watched. I think like 4 days ago I watched the first episode, then the second episode, and then actually, so now 3 days ago I watched the first episode, then the second episode, and then I marathoned all the last 6 episodes all in one night. And all of a sudden I realized it was like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I watched them the whole night.
It's addicting, isn't it?
I actually did. You know what? It actually did get addicting. Yes, actually, I'm not going to lie. It actually got very addicting.
That's one of their slogans. I think they sell T-shirts and stuff that say "Binge Jesus."
Yes. Actually, I saw
funny.
the one guy talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
His shirt on.
So let's go back. Do you remember episode 1? I believe it's to do with Mary Magdalene, who her name's Lilith at the time, but then it's never revealed as. Spoiler alert, guys, those who are watching. And then there's also the character of Nicodemus that we get in on. So what was your takeaway from episode 1?
Takeaway. You're putting me on the spot here. I mean, it built, it was, because it's so interesting how, when it comes to spiritual warfare and demons and all that, that's very taboo and very hidden from us in today's world.
Yeah.
So, but in the Bible, it talks a tremendous amount about that. And it's just interesting how, I guess my takeaway is it's like, I mean, I believe in obviously spiritual warfare and demons and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I do truly believe in it, but I almost wonder if there's an evolution of how they necessarily attack people kind of deal, because you don't see that kind of stuff in today's world. I mean, at least not in North America. I can't speak for, sometimes you hear these stories about deep in the jungle or, in Central America or something like that, where there's this and that, but you don't see that kind of stuff here in North America. And I wonder if there's some kind of hidden spiritual warfare agenda where it's kind of evolved into something else that we're completely not even, because I mean, that's the ideas, right? Is that if you think of like demon possession, like you must be cuckoo kind of deal.
Yeah.
So
the scene with Mary Magdalene, like, because I had never, when I read about Mary Magdalene, I never knew that part of her story, like prior to meeting Jesus. So it was really powerful for me to kind of see her struggles, and then meeting Jesus obviously turned that all around. So that was and even
it was a very like, because I think that's not episode 1. I think it's in episode 2 where they meet.
Her and Jesus?
Yeah,
I think it's the end of episode 1 where she finally meets him, and that's how it ends.
Oh, okay.
Which is
okay.
a huge, powerful ending where he calls her by her real name.
Yes. No, and that, that's actually, it's sort of a category in my life. It just, actually, like, to take it from a different movie, but like Gladiator, when Commodus comes down to the ring and and he says, slave, turn, like, identify yourself. What's your name? And that is one of the most powerful scenes in Hollywood, period, where he can just turn around and give his name. So there's something very, very powerful about someone's name. It really is. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like symbolic of Jesus calling us, right? It's just, I tear up every time. Like I'll watch that scene over and over. It's just so powerful. Yeah. But then there's Nicodemus, who's kind of, again, I've never really been able to see this perspective before I stumbled across this show and I think the director talks about this a lot, where we always seem to frame the Pharisees as these bad guys, but they're actually real people that that they're sincere in their faith with God, and they want to follow the law. And so he's got this mental battle going on with, what this guy is doing, only God could do, but my law is saying this, my religious peers are telling me, So
I think there's a huge population in the world that can identify as being a Nicodemus.
Yeah, myself included. Very, very powerful. And then, I mean, just the whole, there's 8 episodes, right? So there's just so many of these characters that, again, you don't really get to truly appreciate unless you take the time to really get to know these characters, and that's what they've done
So
very
just
beautifully.
so just out of curiosity, what character did you identify with?
I think that's a good question, and I think there's bits and pieces of multiple characters that I can identify with something,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's episode 7 where the woman at the well. I don't know if you remember that part too clearly, but that was just another powerful verse
Well,
from
that's episode 8, if I'm not mistaken.
that episode
That's
8.
the last, yeah, because that's how the season
You're right.
ends.
Yeah, that's how the season ends. So that's episode 8. Just I think one of the lines is she's asking him, it's not going to be about churches or it's not going to be about temples and
Okay.
priests.
Yeah.
And he says,
Yeah.
no, it's only going to be about the heart. And I think that's just such a important reminder that, not to get caught up in the legality of, I don't know if that's a word, legality of Christianity. And it's just about you and God, you and Christ. So that scene was particularly very powerful for me. And yeah, so I was watching this reaction video with another YouTuber, and I think his name's Alejandro, and I think he's from Utah, and he was watching the Chosen, and he was reacting to the part of Nicodemus and Jesus on the roof. The scene where with the famous
yes,
John
sorry,
3:16. And this guy started he was live on the video, and that part where Jesus just embraces him after he picks him up off his feet. And the guy watching the video all of a sudden goes off camera for like 5 minutes, and he comes back just with tears in his eyes. And I like watching his version. I like watching him react to it because it's just like
Yeah, no, there was actually, I'm not gonna lie, there's actually some very, very emotional scenes on that series for sure.
Yeah.
That's why I kept, like I said, the third night I basically watched 6 episodes marathon, and all of a sudden it was like 5:30 in the morning. It's like, I better go to bed.
No, I knew it was something you would enjoy, and especially being on the road, you need some encouragement. You need some.
No, I think it will definitely be a show that I ponder and think about for sure.
Well, right on. So I just want to ask you about that. We're going to cut the video here, but if you want to follow Arie, he's on Facebook it's Safari Arie, right? On Facebook. Just type that in.
Safari Arie on a bike. But
a bike.
If you just Google Safari Arie, it all comes up.
Okay. And give people just a little summary about what it is you're doing.
Well, on November 12th of 2019, I started in St. John's, Newfoundland, the most eastern point in Canada, and over almost 11 months it took me, because I started in the winter. I biked across Canada, and it was 12,340 kilometers, or 7,750 miles across Canada. And then October 25th of last year, I flew to Seattle from Vancouver, and I've basically made my way all the way down the coast of the U.S. And currently I'm in LA, and I'm about to leave LA the next hour or so to make my way to Death Valley. But anyways, the plan is to zigzag my way all the way to the bottom of Argentina over the next 2 more years. A total of about 50,000 kilometers through every single country. Yeah.
And how many kilometers you're at right now?
I'm just a hair under 16,000 kilometers pedaled, just a hair.
Yeah, wow.
372 days on the road, technically, with about 200 days in a tent. Yeah.
That's nuts. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for the update, Arie. I'm going to let you get back to what you're doing. I think you said you're in a hurry to get out of there, so I'll leave you be. We'll catch you next week, guys. If you want to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, hit a like, share it with your friends, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.
Awesome. All right.
Bye.